a decisive verdict, the Supreme Court of India delivered a significant judgment on May 26, 2025. This ruling came in the case of Dr. I.S. Tomar versus Invertis University and others. The Supreme Court addressed an appeal challenging a directive from the National Green Tribunal, or NGT. The NGT order had imposed penalties on key officials of the Bareilly Municipal Corporation. The Supreme Court re-evaluated the extent of personal liability for these officials. It set aside the personal penalties against the then mayor and municipal commissioner. This verdict has drawn attention for its nuanced approach to environmental law enforcement. Justices Abhay S. Oka and Augustine George Massey presided over the matter. Their examination delved into the principles of penal law and administrative responsibility. The core issue revolved around the NGT's power to penalize individuals for the alleged non-compliance of a municipal body with environmental directives. Specifically, the case concerned the dumping of municipal solid waste and the subsequent environmental degradation. The Supreme Court carefully weighed the arguments presented by both sides. It sought to determine if the NGT had overstepped its jurisdiction or misapplied legal principles in holding the officials personally accountable for the corporation's failings in waste management. This legal battle traced its origins to an NGT order issued on October 24, 2013. The NGT had taken a stern view of the environmental situation in Bareilly. It had specifically focused on the harmful impact of municipal solid waste dumping in Rizal-Paraspur village. The tribunal's initial directives aimed at immediate remedial action. However, the matter escalated through the legal system, culminating in this definitive pronouncement by the Supreme Court. The journey of this case underscores the complexities involved in enforcing environmental regulations. The genesis of the dispute, the National Green Tribunal's order of October 24, 2013, formed the bedrock of this protracted legal contest. The NGT, a specialized body constituted for effective and expeditious disposal of cases relating to environmental protection, had acted upon complaints regarding severe environmental degradation. The specific site in question was Rizal-Paraspur village in Bareilly. Residents and local institutions, including Invertis University and an organization named Rayons Enlightening Humanity, had raised alarms. They highlighted the public health hazards and ecological damage caused by the indiscriminate dumping of municipal solid waste. The NGT found merit in these complaints, noting the adverse impact on the local environment and the well-being of the community. The NGT's 2013 directive was comprehensive and stern. It had ordered the immediate closure of a waste management plant operating in the area. The tribunal further mandated the removal of all existing municipal solid waste from the site within a stringent 4-week time frame. This order was based on findings that the plant's operation violated the Environment Impact Assessment Notification of 2006. The NGT's intervention was aimed at compelling the Bareilly Municipal Corporation to rectify its waste management practices and mitigate the ongoing environmental harm. Following its assessment of the situation and the perceived non-compliance, the NGT imposed significant penalties. Unpacking the reversal, the Supreme Court set aside penalties against Mayor Tomar and Commissioner Singh due to critical legal interpretations. Section 26, subsection 1 of the National Green Tribunal Act, 2010, was a key focus. Penal statutes must be strictly construed, favoring the accused in case of ambiguity. The court found no clear evidence that the mayor and commissioner had the authority to prevent waste dumping. The burden of proof lay with those asserting such authority. The court concluded that mere occupancy of high office does not imply personal liability. Without a demonstrable link between duties and the alleged default, personal liability is unjust. Section 4, the mayor's position. A ceremonial role and contested remarks. The Supreme Court examined the mayor, Dr. Is Tomar's role, noting it was largely ceremonial. This implied he lacked the executive powers to enforce NGT directives on waste management. Insufficient evidence showed Dr. Tomar had authority to ensure compliance or be held liable. He wasn't initially named in NGT proceedings, raising fairness concerns. The case also involved controversial remarks by Dr. Tomar. Section 5. Corporate accountability, municipal corporations, fine upheld. While the Supreme Court showed leniency towards the individual officials, its stance regarding the Bareilly Municipal Corporation was markedly different. The court decided to uphold the fine of 1 lakh rupees per day, imposed on the municipal corporation by the NGT. A key factor influencing this decision was an affidavit submitted by the municipal corporation itself. In this sworn statement, the corporation candidly admitted its failure to remove all the municipal solid waste from the disputed site as directed. This admission served as direct evidence of non-compliance by the institution, making it difficult to argue against the imposition of a penalty on the corporate body. The Supreme Court found that the NGT was well within its rights and, indeed, justified in imposing this substantial daily fine on the corporation. The fine was specifically for the period during which the NGT had determined that environmental damage and public health injury were occurring due to the corporation's inaction. The court affirmed that the NGT was rightly disturbed by the large heaps of municipal solid waste at the site. This observation from the Apex Court validated the NGT's concerns about the severity of the environmental problem and the urgent need for corrective action by the civic body responsible for waste management in Bareilly. Section 6. Environmental governance, balancing individual liability and institutional duty. The Supreme Court's judgment in the Bareilly case offers insights into environmental governance in India. It delineates personal liability for officials versus institutional responsibility. The ruling relieved the mayor and commissioner, but held municipal corporations accountable for environmental compliance. This distinction is crucial for a robust environmental protection framework. The decision also comments on challenges faced by the National Green Tribunal. The NGT plays a vital role in adjudicating environmental disputes. Its orders are subject to judicial review by the Supreme Court. This case illustrates the checks and balances within the Indian legal system. The strict interpretation of penal provisions safeguards against overreach. Municipal solid waste management remains a pressing concern in urban India.